Hello, and we are back again with the hallway track here at WordCamp Los Angeles 2016. I'm Say Reed. This is Greg Douglas.
Hello.
That we have with us here.
I'm happy to be here.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you, Say,
We're
for
happy
the warm introduction.
Yes. For the folks carrying on at home with us, tell us all what it is you do with WordPress.
I am a consultant. I use WordPress as a large part of my consulting business to help what I call large small businesses solve some of their business problems. So
large small businesses.
That's right. I call them large small businesses. It is.
It's a niche.
Yeah, because the way that I see it is, when I first got into doing WordPress consulting, or any kind of consulting at all, and I pivoted into using WordPress primarily as my CMS, I was doing a lot of small business websites.
Small business.
Yes.
Micro business.
Yes.
Which is my thing.
Okay.
I love the micro.
So you know.
I do
you know this world very well.
I do.
And so when I tell you, when I came into it, that I made $700 a website, or I made $1,200 a website, you know what that world's like. You got a picture of it in your mind. When I was young in my business, that's what I tried to do. So over time, I've been doing this now since 2010, and I've evolved my business a little bit to a point now where I have the luxury of letting go of some of the smaller fish clients and focusing more on, there's a level of small business where they've grown to a certain level where they're very successful, so they're making between 1 million and 15 million in yearly revenue, but they're hitting all sorts of walls because what they've done is they've got 5 different tools they're logging into to do all sorts of different things in their business, and their admin staff's running all over the place like chickens with their heads cut off, and the owners themselves are too much in their business. So what me and my team that I've been able to assemble from coming to these types of events, we talk to them about how can we help you lower administrative overhead? How can we help you take some of the time that you're currently just in your business and help you think more about business growth by freeing up your time? So we're using websites, or we're using WordPress to literally develop custom business software to help relieve them in their business, take some of that pressure off from them so the website does some of their business. And now they can focus on business growth.
Yes.
So
I like to call it make the website do the work.
Yes. So all that being said,
I was that was a really good pitch.
In a very short, concise way, Premium Interactive is all about helping large small business. I like to say large small businesses because I don't like to confuse people. Like, okay, now I'm going to get on the phone with every small business in the world. It's not going to happen.
He's like, let's be clear about your project.
I will screen this. I will screen the people calling.
So you actually have had some interesting clients. I don't know, you might be able to talk about them. One of your more high-profile clients is possibly still a client, Tom Likas.
Tom Likas was a client, and
you built his whole site?
Yeah, we built his site, and that was a great time. We built it, launched it, and then that was kind of the end of that relationship.
Right, it wasn't like an ongoing thing.
Right. I can talk about other ones that are more current too.
Well, the reason I asked that is because his site was a media site, and so there's different aspects that are coming to that. That's not necessarily always the same in just your typical small business. So different type of data and things like that. So if not that site, tell me about some of the more specialty sites that you've worked with.
Okay.
More niche, that you're using some of the more kind of unique plugins out there that's not just a boom, 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 here's all the same ones. But obviously you're doing these bigger sites that are a little more custom.
Right.
What's one of the most unique ones?
Okay, so one that we did in the last couple of years that I'm really proud of, it's for Michigan State University, IWR. It stands for Institute of Water Research. And there's just a lot of emphasis, particularly in Michigan, about cleaning up the Great Lakes. We had national news around Flint recently and water quality there. So I was very fortunate to be a part of building an online community for the Michigan and the Great Lakes area, the whole surrounding area. So we use WordPress, BuddyPress, and some custom development. I work with a really great developer that's an LA-based team, and so we kind of work together. To let you know, I'm a UX UI designer. The role that I play is primarily account manager and kind of client liaison, and I kind of win business, and then I bring it to my team, and then we talk about what we're going to do, and we plan it all out, and we decide if there's plugins that'll work, or we can custom develop, or what it's going to take. But that one had a lot of custom development in it.
So it was
it's like a big community.
It was a forum, kind of, or like
so users create their own. Yep, BuddyPress is a big part of it. But there was a lot of custom pieces to it that they, have a lot of custom functionality they can share with each other, and they can. There's all sorts of cool things. Without getting into all the details of it, it's a really cool community promoting people cleaning up the Great Lakes.
Cool.
So that was one great
project.
project.
So what was your experience like using BuddyPress? What do you feel like? Is that do you enjoy that plugin? Mm-hmm. Do you find that it creates strong sites, and or that it's really specialty, like only certain types of sites with built-in user bases should use it? That's kind of
Okay, so this is what I'll say. I'm gonna extrapolate it out one step, kind of talk about sites in general, and talk about plugins in general. Because when I think about WordPress now, I tend not to break it down in terms of, is this plugin good or bad? I tend to think about, what kind of problem am I solving for this client right now? And is there a plugin that covers this base? And if it doesn't fulfill all the different things that this client needs us to do to fulfill their goals, or help them meet certain metrics, or help them save time, or whatever we're going to help them do, then what do we need to do to make it be that? Or do we need to just do a custom plugin ourselves?
So you do custom development on top of those plugins to really customize their experience, so not just out of the box.
So a big piece of what we'll do is, when we come in and work with a client, is, I'll give you a for instance. We have a client project we did for a children's musical theater company in Los Angeles. And what we needed to do was create a client registration for all the classes that they offer to the children that the parents are going to enroll in the program. So we're using advanced custom fields. But what we're doing is, we're acting as user experience designers, and we're designing each screen as the person goes through this flow. We're designing all the customizations with the client. We partner with them to talk about the strategy. What are we doing with this? So it's not just about, did we use advanced custom fields, install it, and make it run? It's more about, is this fulfilling their goal? And then from there, I'll work with our development team, and we'll say, what needs to be custom about this? What's out of the box? Sometimes it's an out-of-the-box thing, which is cool.
So you've got, you mentioned advanced custom fields as a plugin, and BuddyPress. Mm-hmm. What are some of your favorite ones that you do use more out of the box?
Let's see. That's a good question.
The answer is always WordPress SEO.
Yoast SEO, always. Yes, that's a huge one.
I was like, I'll just tell you the answer.
Thank you. That's a really good one.
You're welcome.
Some of the other ones that we've been using lately to solve some of our problems. It seems like advanced custom fields comes in quite a bit. Gravity forms we use a lot. BuddyPress is a huge part of our strategy.
Gravity Forms is Gravity Forms has the out-of-the-box one, and then it has, much like with WooCommerce, it has all of those customizable extensions. So it's actually got it's out of the box, has a bunch of boxes that you can snap on. So even
that's a good example. I like that one.
It's kind of like you customize.
Because sometimes we just have a form on a page and it's really simple.
Yeah.
Other times we do have to do something very custom for it's not just a contact form, but it's also, we got to retain all this information, put it in a database somewhere.
And it does a dance also.
That's right.
And then it does some twirls. And
yes,
then it jumps up and down. Okay, so you have obviously been involved in WordPress, the WordPress community for a while.
Yeah.
You run the you ran the WordPress Hollywood meetup, and that has now been combined with the WordPress Los Angeles.
Yeah, there was like a SoCal meetup group, and we combined Hollywood WordPress with SoCal WP and made Los Angeles WordPress meetup group.
So now there's one big one.
Yeah, I mean there's still.
Well, besides the regional ones, but there's mostly
in terms of the city of Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been a good experience. I've been running some form of a meetup group for 3 years. And
how does that go for you? So do you get speakers to come in and speak? Are you doing all of the sessions? Is it more instructional? Is it more like
we've experimented, I think, with everything. As we've gone along, we've had a time when we just went through all the speakers that are in the Southern California area and just invited everybody to come speak. And we went through a time where I was doing like a little series myself, or one of the other co-organizers. Right now, Greg Medore, who is, I would say he's as much a lead organizer as I am. He is doing like a 3-series thing, and it's been really great about how to like level up from being like a novice in WordPress and really just kind of like building websites, what we call brochureware, and kind of becoming a developer, walking that path of becoming more proficient and doing something more than just slapping a logo and a color scheme on it.
Yeah.
Customizing the theme
And
of
a
the
white
child
label
theme.
plugin.
Right. Not to say anything bad about
Thank
child
you.
theming. Child theme's rad, and there's a time and a
Don't
place
say
for
anything
it.
bad about child themes. Don't you dare say anything bad about child themes. But what you're saying is you're building custom themes that are not dependent upon a parent theme and that updates. It's
Yes.
These are custom solutions out of the box.
That's what I'm doing in my
Yeah.
studio, and what Greg Medore is trying to encourage people to do is think a little bit more beyond. Like, let's start talking about how you can do some simple things in PHP, or that. At any rate, that's where we've been at recently. But yeah, we've tried everything. We've had panels of people that we've done discussions with, Q&A style. We've done speakers that have come in. But yeah, it's a good time. But I mean, everything evolves, right? I mean, I even look at WordPress and I think about the relevance of WordPress now in the way that I saw it in 2010. It was a very charming thing to think, ooh, I'm a designer and I can spin up websites really fast myself. Cool. And to think about how now WordPress is very ubiquitous and it's very much a part of everyone's understanding of how the web works. Such a large part. Now you have a lot of enterprise companies that have adapted to it and really understand it and built whole systems around it. My niche is born out of the fact that there's a lot of enterprise level that I'm kind of coming in between the small and the people that can't work with the enterprise, but can work with me. So there's a lot of things that are changing in that area. I think about what people can do now. Like, if I were starting over today, what would I do to use WordPress to start making money? And I think I would do it differently, I think about the general user out there that's like struggling. It's like, I need to innovate myself. I've now been sort of laid off from whatever gig I was doing in the corporate world, and that job is gone. And there may not be another one for me. There may not be another lily pad for me to jump to. What am I going to do to innovate? And if they're coming into WordPress and they're trying to innovate in some way, the thing I think about right now is how to connect a strategy going from, and as simple as you possibly can, go from something like Facebook advertising, creating targeted ads, pushing that to some sort of landing page with some sort of video, like using some simple theme like a Divi theme and just putting video in there and putting a form at the bottom of it, some sort of call to action, and hitting a very specific audience with an offer. Letting them know, this is the value that I'm going to give you, this is how I'm going to solve your problem, and then giving them an action step to either buy something, or take the next step, or go to a forum, or hire you as a consultant. Creating a thing, finding a niche yourself and saying, because look, internet marketing is a sunrise industry. If you're looking for something to do right now, I would say make WordPress a part of your strategy. Don't make it the only thing you're thinking about. Look at WordPress, or look at Facebook. Say, I'm going to get really good at targeted Facebook advertising, and I'm going to go after a very specific niche as a Facebook advertiser. And so I'm going to go after plumbers. I'm going to go after lawyers. I'm going to do all I can to think about solving these problems for lawyers. And then I'm going to make a video saying, I know how to solve your problem. Contact me now. And then they go to a calendar plugin or whatever thing. They go to some sort of calendar and they select a time on your calendar to talk to you on the phone. And now you've got a whole way of bringing leads into your business using a simple WordPress page.
So you have business plans here.
Business
courtesy
plans.
of Greg Douglas.
That's right.
There's
Business
right
plans. It's all about making money in today's world. I think if you're going to do something with WordPress, find a way to make money with it. And then play with it and have fun with it.
So back to the thing that doesn't make you any direct money.
Yeah, sure.
You're like, I don't want to talk about that.
No, I'm good with it.
The meetup. You were saying there's evolution there. What do you envision that evolving into? Do you see that changing? Obviously, your involvement
I
or
see
the
it
whole
changing.
thing changing. Where is it going?
Yeah. My involvement will probably just kind of wane, kind of go up and down. I've got other responsibilities that I'll be looking at, so I've already told my organizers I may be being less involved as we go forward. But that's, I think, a healthy evolution, right? But I think in terms of like what's going to happen with meetup groups in general, my theory is that where meetup groups had a niche for a while and it was like kind of more of a powerhouse, I'm seeing people that are like group organizers getting more savvy at understanding the digital marketing side of things and doing a lot more things with webinars and doing things, even connect things like the simplicity of a Google Hangout, you know, and finding ways. That's right. You know particularly a lot of things about
Google Hangout every Monday. For the past
Google Hangout
years.
webinars, yeah. And I think there's going to be more of this. I think we're going to see a lot more people creating their own website that also is a webinar or some sort of strategy of building an online community. So whether that's a closed Facebook group, whether it's an open Facebook group, whether that's a Google Hangout that everybody knows to come to every week, once a week, or, you know, I think we're going to see more of that. We're going to see less meetups. That's my theory.
So that actually works really pretty well for LA, since it's no one likes to drive.
Right.
You know, we've got all of LA, and everyone's like, it's on the west side. I'm not going there. It's on the east side. I'm not going there. So that answers that question.
Yeah, there'll always be a time and a place for live stuff.
Right here.
This is it.
WordCamps, we're here.
This is a testament to it. But I think that we are going to see more people, championing the webinar format.
Cool. Well, good. Well, thanks for talking to us and giving everyone who's listening a full and developed business plan. You heard it here first. And where can people find out more about you?
They can go to premiuminteractive.com. They can see my consulting business there. I'm also the Greg Douglas.
There will be a targeted form, and you will be tracked, so be careful.
Facebook, Twitter, the Greg Douglas. You know,
all right,
you can find me there. I mean, I'm not super active in social right now because I'm doing my thing, running a company and whatnot, but
running a company, making a living.
Who cares about that? But thank you for having me on today.
Thanks for being on and chatting with us. Absolutely, yes. And we'll be back with some more peeps.
Later.